Well, once again, a cracker of a game after what we saw yesterday. And like I always say, leg spinners are match winners, and you have to give it to Yuzvendra Chahal, who turned the match on his head and made RR win a match from a losing position. So take a bow, Yuzvendra Chahal.
Hello everyone. This is the Straight Bat with Gulf News and Mr. Cricket UAE and Anis Sarjan. We are here to discuss Rajasthan Royals' pulsating win over Kolkata Knight Riders. With me, I am joined by Satish and Maz of KKR, and Rajasthan Royals fan Dilip Jain is also with us. So before we get into the match, I will ask Anis to give us a rundown of the what has been a dramatic match today.
Thank you, Sham. Hi, Satish. Hello, Maz. And hello, Dilip Bhai. And hello to all the lovely people of Gulf News. Well, once again, a cracker of a game after what we saw yesterday. And like I always say, leg spinners are match winners, and you have to give it to Yuzvendra Chahal, who turned the match on his head and made RR win a match from a losing position. So take a bow, Yuzvendra Chahal.
Satish, we all know, all of us know, Chahal turned the match. But even then, the match was still not over, isn't it? Umesh Yadav, the 20 runs of Bolt, put them firmly back into the match.
Absolutely, Sham. Even there, I think the KKR missed a trick there. Like after getting a wicket and with Chahal bowling well, I think Shreyas Iyer could have played a little more sensibly instead of trying to go for that wild shot which got his wicket. I think he should have stayed at one end and made sure that like even they could have brought in Cummins or Sheldon Jackson. One of them could have gone for it. I think that's where they missed the trick. But overall, yes, the match was not over until the last ball. Even that swing which this guy tried, if it had connected, maybe it would have been a six. So it was not over until that ball as well. Umesh Yadav had a wild swing as well, which he could have, if he had connected. Probably, things would have been different.
Dilip Jain, I am sure you must be a very happy man today. Tell us about your feeling right now.
Thank you very much for me allowing me here. And I'm very happy today. Again, Rajasthan Royals win the match, and I think today's match was complete package of entertainment.
Yeah, Maz, go ahead and tell us your emotions especially through the last couple of overs from 17 onwards.
Definitely a heartbreak. 3 consecutive losses, and we're sitting somewhere not very good position at the table. Last few years, I think it was a win for cricket, to be honest. As Mr. Dilip mentioned, it was an entertaining game, very entertaining game, and it was on till the last ball that got Umesh Yadav out. But I feel
is a very diplomatic, Maz. I want exactly what you're. I'm sure if you're a fan, your heart must have been in your mouth.
Yes, because I am definitely coming to the critics. Yeah. So I think we'll have to look ahead of Varun Chakravarti. He has not been giving us those wickets, or even he's leaking runs, a lot of runs, and that's not what you want from your specialist spinner. So I think we'll have to look ahead of Varun Chakravarti, and even for a matter of fact, Venkatesh Iyer. I mean, good that we got him back to the position he bats for at Indian team. I hope we give him one more chance, or maybe 2 more, and see if he can do well in the middle order. But I think even for Venkatesh Iyer, it seems like it was a one-season star. And we are back to the problem we had last season of the power play bowling. We have not been able to get wickets in the last 2 matches in the power play. And Umesh Yadav is back to leaking runs, and Pat Cummins hasn't been giving us those wickets that he's supposed to, as he's the world's best bowler. And for today's match, I think even though Umesh Yadav was striking well, it was Sheldon Jackson who had to keep his calm and get KKR over the line and win the match for KKR. So I think Sheldon Jackson is his domestic star, but for IPL, he's just I don't know if he should be playing the next match. I think we didn't do so well with wicket keepers in the auction. We just have 2 options, in Sheldon Jackson and Sam Billings, and the overseas quota is affecting us in that matter as well. So
That is true for most teams. In fact, some of the teams have not been playing their full quota of overseas players. And where did Kolkata go wrong?
Very honestly, game awareness. There's something called game awareness. When Finch and Shreyas Iyer were batting, they were going at probably more than the required run rate. And of course, one batsman had to take risks, which Finch was taking. And when he got out, the biggest culprit, first I would say, is Nitish Rana. That was a long side of the boundary where he was trying to hit the six of Yuzvendra Chahal. He got away with a dropped catch. He initially got a six, then he got away with a dropped chance, and then he again went for that. After that, again, when the Yuzvendra Chahal over came, which turned the game, there was one mistake which KKR did, was to send Andre Russell ahead of the other batsman. We all know Andre Russell likes space on the ball and he's a bit dicey against a googly or a leg spinner. And that's what happened. And when you see Andre Russell in the dugout, the opposition feels very happy and the team which loses Andre Russell loses his focus. I'm not giving this as an excuse. All this would have come good had Andre Russell scored. But there are something called game awareness. And I could see Shreyas Iyer, when he went into the dugout, he had an argument with McCallum, if I'm not wrong, about, I don't know what, it might be about Andre Russell or it might be about keeping Pat Cummins after they sent Shivam Mavi. That was also boggling. But KKR lost this because of game awareness. And like Mas said, he should have, or Satish said, Iyer should have taken the game deep. When Umesh Yadav can hit big, this was a belter of a wicket. You couldn't lose this match. KKR have themselves to blame this.
Satish, Rajasthan was off to a flyer. Tell us something about Buttler's innings.
Wow, Sham, he makes a batting look so easy. That's no, like as if no, like his bat has got a magnet and the ball is just coming and striking his bat and going. He played it so easy and he didn't even hit those shots. And I think that cool head and the way he batted made a lot of sense. And again, sorry, I'm deviating here. The one aspect I also wanted to add to what Anish Bhai has said on Shreyas Iyer. Before Venkatesh Iyer got out, he screamed at Venkatesh Iyer for not taking the second run. The next ball, he lost his cool and he came out and he was the first one to give that wicket for Chahal. So I think that game awareness and the captaincy, I think he needs to be more mature. And coming back to Rajasthan, now after such a knock and you end up scoring 217 and you win by 7 runs, I think Rajasthan needs to take a deep look at their strategy and the game. And they should have actually won it much better. In fact, it was Kolkata who gave away the match more than Rajasthan winning. Of course, nothing to take away the credit of Chahal. But I think apart from Buttler, I would dread to think where Rajasthan would be.
Dilip, do you agree with that? If it is not for Chahal, Rajasthan would have been in the woods, because you come to think of it, they are a balanced side, but in terms of delivery, there is a problem. They have a good batting side, which has not been firing, which has been heavily reliant on Buttler's performance, and also bowling, which were completely dependent on Chahal for the wickets.
Thank you, Sham. Rightly said, from the batting side, Rajasthan is mostly dependent on Jos Buttler. If he is performing, we are winning the most of the matches. And the bowling side, if Chahal is performing, we are winning the matches, most of the matches. So they need to look into the other areas, other players also, like to look into the performance of the other players also, because you cannot win the all the time matches relying on one player only, one or two players. So others need to be perform, and Sanju Samson need to look into the need to look into the resources available in the team.
Mas, you identified the problem areas of Kolkata as Venkatesh Iyer's lack of form and Varun Chakravarti not among the wickets. If these problems are solved, do you think Kolkata could turn around a corner?
I mean, as we saw, it was a very close match today. I mean, we did have a last 8 over for 18 runs, but the 2 overs before that, the death over bowling was very good today by KKR. So I think the 2 overs from Varun Chakravarti that went for 30 runs, which made Shreyas Iyer go to Russell for the 2 overs to cover up for the Varun Chakravarti's 2 overs. So I think if we get some bowler in place of Chakravarti who completes his quota of 4 overs and doesn't leak much runs, even if he's not taking wickets, leaking runs is like Sunil Narayan, you see, has been very, very economical. He's been like giving less than 25 runs in most of the matches. So, and on the other side, Varun Chakravarti is giving 30 plus runs and not even able to complete his quota of 4 overs. So that's one concern that I have. So I think if we fix that and maybe Iyer gets back into form, or we look at someone else in that place, we will be good and be able to come back on track.
Sham, one bowler that Rasik Salam, the Jammu and Kashmir fast bowler, he did well. I don't know why they are not playing him.
He got an injury, so he's out of the tournament for this.
Oh,
okay.
I've already got a replacement in some Haryana bowler.
Okay. No, that's sad.
Anis, just coming back to one Trent Bolt. Trent Bolt has been very impressive with the Mumbai Indians, but he's not been his usual self with Rajasthan. What's happening there?
No, to be very honest, barring that 1 over against Umesh Yadav, which happens to the best of best bowlers, he bowled decently well in the start too. And you remember the way he got Rahul out and turned the match in the favor of his team. In fact, all fast bowlers have been leaking runs. So it's not only Trent Bolt. Pairing Bumrah probably, who had one bad match, the rest of all the bowlers have been going for runs. But having said that, RR as a team, they are good on one day, they're bad on the other day, but they have been well in defending more than chasing. Out of the 7 matches, they won 4 games. They've defended in 3 games, if I'm not wrong, or probably all 4 games.
All 4
games. They have not chased. But the fact remains that bowling is a concern in this IPL tournament. Naren is an exceptional who's just gone on 5.5 overs per over. I mean, you have to salute to him that on a team when they leaks 218 runs, he just goes for 5.5 overs. And like Maz mentioned, the 18th and 19th over was critical. But again, the 20th over had to go for runs. Hetmyer was batting. But bowling is a concern in this IPL.
Satish, any final thoughts on today's match? Because we didn't know who was winning till the last wicket or till the 19.4 overs. We didn't know who's going to win.
I think the IPL is getting hotter and hotter. It's not just the points table. Even the performances, the results, everything is not going according to the script. As Anis Bhai would say, is competition. He'll talk about it, but it's becoming more difficult, to even predict what will be the outcome of over, because 4 wickets in 1 over against of a leg spinner, you can't even think of it. Yes, a fast bowler has done it in the past, but hats off to Chahal. But I think it's good. The IPL is living up to its expectations now, Sham.
Yeah, you're bang on. There is the predictions is very, very hazardous in this tournament, especially this IPL. That should not stop you from predicting the winner. And Anis will tell us why you should continue to predict.
Yeah, Sham, we have a competition every day on your favorite page, Gulf News. Log on to the page, predict the winner, which is difficult. But if you're good enough, you might predict the right winner and walk away with a fantastic apparel kit, which is a track t-shirt and a cap, and also a Gulf News digital subscription for a year.
Thank you, Anis. But before we go, let's have our round of prediction for tomorrow's match. Tomorrow is Lucknow Super Giants facing Royal Challengers Bangalore. Satish, your pick.
I would go with Royal Challengers Bangalore, Sham.
Why?
They are in form, and especially after where they were and coming on to win against Mumbai, and that would give them a lot of confidence. And almost all, excepting Kohli for that matter, all other batters are in form. The bowling is gelling as a good unit. I would go with because Lucknow is again heavily reliant on Rahul to shore them up. One batsman again. So I would go with RCB, which is a total package than a one-man team.
Dilip, do you agree with Satish? Because RCB lost badly in the last match.
Yes, I agree with him. And I believe this Bangalore is much better than the Lucknow. and because they are having, I think the proper mixer of the players, the informed bowlers, and their batsmen also performing well. All the batsmen except you mentioned the Virat Kohli. So I think they are a complete package of the a bundle of package of the team.
Mas, that makes two of them backing RCB. What about you? Are you going to make it three, or are you going with Lucknow? Lucknow is a balanced side. Don't overlook that.
Yeah, definitely Lucknow is the balanced side, but I would also go with Royal Challengers Bangalore. But I would not agree with them saying Kohli is not in form. It's been more of a bad luck for him to run outs and, you know, a great catch in one match.
I beg to differ here. You don't run these non-existent singles if you are in mentally good space. Sorry, go ahead.
That is pressure.
Well, that's again, he's not in a good space of mind because of the recent developments in his cricketing career. But again, that wouldn't make him not being in a good form. Yes, not a good space of mind, and maybe that's also adding to the bad luck. But yeah, hopefully he comes back soon, and RCB is well on track for a playoff spot.
Anis, I am sure you are not influenced by all these people. Tell us who is your pick.
No, I would definitely talk about Virat Kohli probably some other day. But I'll go with Lucknow just because they're depending a lot. RCB is depending a lot on DK.
I would also go with Lucknow simply because I was trying to steer you guys towards Lucknow simply because if you look at last match, I thought Royal Challengers lost pretty badly. Not just that, they've been misfiring. Faf has not been firing. Kohli has not been firing. They're heavily dependent on DK to haul them out of the woods time and again. But how many times can you do it? Let's see whether DK is a AB de Villiers mold or say let's tune in tomorrow and find out. So that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you all of you. For more updates and recent newer developments, please log on to gulfnews.com and all our social media channels. Good night.